The comments, guys. Keith, let me throw this at you very quickly. Scott says, Rangers got decisions in our favour, have to be honest, apart from Moore's second goal. Scott the Brave says, 3 weeks in a row, refs have shafted teams against Rangers and nothing done about it. Peg Leg says, another shocking decision in the Rangers game. And Mark says, get foreign referees in and scrap VAR. I don't know how you guys saw last night's decisions.
Right, we'll start with Diamandi's tug. I think it was not David Watson it was on.
It was, yeah.
I think it's a clear penalty kick. I don't know why it's not spotted. I don't know why the referee's not asked to look at it. I can't understand it. But we're having this same conversation, and I know Mark, one of the regulars, has been going about VAR for ages, and I'm trying to defend it, but it's harder and harder. I want it to work. I want us to use the technology properly. But this is the point. Use it. You've got the technology. Use it. Because the Butland one, at full speed, I'm going to give it. I'm not a great fan of Kevin Clancy as a referee. I think he's one of these guys that looks almost like he's panic-stricken before the game even starts. He's got that sort of a tense look about him. There's nothing relaxed about the way that he manages a game of football out there. So that's always a kind of worry for me when Kevin Clancy gets a big game. I'm going to give him an absolute free pass on the Butland challenge on Bruce Anderson, for the reason being, at full speed, it looks very much as if Jack Butland has come out. Yes, he's got man-balled a lot, but he's won it, and it's very good back goalkeeping. However, we do have the technology. So see, when you slow it down and you look at it and you study it, Andy was actually wrong there. Jack Butland didn't get the ball first and then follow through into Bruce Anderson. He got Bruce Anderson first with his straight leg, and then got the ball with his second, his trailing leg, if you like. So the contact is made initially with Bruce Anderson, completely misses the ball. Now, my point being, I can excuse the referee because it happens at a split second, and you just think that Butland's about to clear that out. It's good play, but you've got the benefit of VAR. You can see the slow motion. The slow motion is telling you the story of what just happened. Jack Butland cleaned out Bruce Anderson, didn't win the ball. It was only secondary to that he actually makes contact with the ball. Why VAR are not getting involved? They've got the technology. They're seeing it with their own eyes. I cannot fathom it. I just don't understand it. And by the way, the Moore goal, I don't know what they're doing chopping that off. They are now getting involved over nothing because I think, again, was it David Watson? And there was a coming together, I think, with Fernandez. David Watson is not getting back to play any part in that, in blocking or stopping that move from developing. And there's no way that he's getting back to intervene at that point. And it was a perfectly good goal. And yet, at that point, VAR decided to jump in. And a goal's chopped off for no reason at all. It's astonishingly bad stuff. And really, Willie Collins needs to get a grip in this. And he needs to get a grip in it yesterday.
I think, Swan, as well, it makes it doubly frustrating, the fact we've got VAR and they still get so many decisions wrong.
Yeah, I think, and this was the thing when VAR was introduced. It's going to take away all the contentious stuff, and we're not going to have any of these arguments after games anymore. And we've had 15 times more arguments than we ever had. VAR gets involved when it shouldn't get involved. It doesn't get involved when it should get involved. Listen, the one thing I have heard said quite a lot, and I would tend to agree with it, is it's clearly the guys operating it, not making the right calls on when to get involved and when not to get involved.
They're meant to be getting coached, Swanee.
Yeah, clearly the judgment is slightly flawed, and when they're wading into something where they should really just stay out of it, and other situations where you're thinking, surely you've spotted it, and nothing seems to happen. I don't know where you draw the line. I don't know whether you say, look, lads, you don't get involved in absolutely nothing unless the ref asks you. I don't know how you stop it. That is my point. Unless Willie Collins says to the right, VAR, you don't get involved unless you hear the referee on the pitch saying, lads, can you check that for me? I'm not sure about it. But maybe the only way.
Yeah.
But unless something like that happens, then, and of course, then somebody's going to argue with me, well, there might be something blatant in the referee's blind side that he's not seen, so he's not going to shout that, is he? Because he hasn't seen it, and that's the point of. So I can understand why people would listen to me say that and say, well, you're talking rubbish.
Well, sorry,
I don't know what the answer is. Listen, I'm an old dog. I wouldn't have the thing in the first place, but that ship sailed.
Sorry, the Butland incident is a perfect case in point for what you're saying, right? That Kevin Clancy obviously thinks he's seen it. And I would have agreed at full speed. It looks very much as if Butland's just come out, great bit of goalkeeping, good tackle. VAR have then got the slow motion. They see exactly how that unfolded. They see that the first contact was against Bruce Anderson, not the ball. At that point, and I know what you're saying, but if we adopt that practice, Kevin Clancy's not going to go to VAR and say, can we just clear that one up, lads? He's made his mind up. He's seen what he's seen.
Yeah.
So
I'm
the
just
guys
trying to take away some of the total confusion of it all, you know, whereas at least we know where we stand then. At least we know if VAR gets involved, the refs ask for it. You know, but maybe that's unfair on the ref and putting too much pressure.
If you've got the technology, that shows that the referee has not seen it properly, and that's all it is. We're not slaughtering anybody. He's just not seen it properly. He's not seen it with the benefit of slow motion replay.
This needs to be utilised better, doesn't it?
If you're sitting there and you've got that technology and you've got these slow motion replays, surely the onus is on you to say, Kev, go and take a look at that screen just so you're happy with that. And then if he's happy with it, well, that's on him. But at least you're saying to him, there's something that you might not have seen just as clearly at full speed as we can see in slow motion. I don't see it's that complicated. It shouldn't be that complicated.
It's maybe flicking back and forward to see what was happening. I'm a Celebrity.